What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? How's it
What
going?
is up?
What's up, Steve? How's it going, man?
What's going on, dude?
Nothing much. So we got a special guest. I'm doing this a little different than I normally do, but we got someone special, so I have to show him what do you call it? The royal treatment. So, but we'll have Pro Picker in here in just a minute. We got a few people. We got Happy Picker. Lori, what's up? How's it going? Grease Monkey, how's it going, man? Down in Louisiana, I believe. How's it going, man? Doing all right? Got my kinfolk in the house as well. And so everything's good. So, Steve, how's it been going? I heard you've been picking.
I have been picking, man, like crazy. Making a mad dash these last few weeks.
You getting your death pile back up?
No, not really. No. This is for the consignment event, so we should be all right.
Oh, okay. Right on. Well, guys, we'll get started. As you all know, what's most important to me is my faith. That's what matters most. I was redeemed from a lot. I wasn't living the way I should. I didn't have any peace inside. Even though I was raised in a church, raised as a pastor's kid, I still went off in my own way. I guess I wasn't, some would say, oh, you weren't that bad. But I felt I didn't have peace. I didn't have any peace. And I was finally when I submitted to Christ and realized that I could do nothing good on my own. And I put my faith and trust in Christ. I totally became a new person. My mind was changed. My heart was changed. My direction was changed. And I know there's a lot of people that they feel that same. They're searching for something more, and they're trying to find it in everything else, relationships, money, and all that stuff fades away. But the one thing that will never fade away is genuine salvation with faith in Christ that he gives. And that's only found in the cross and through what he's done, shed blood on Calvary for us. And Calvary is where he died for us that we could be forgiven. And the fact is we've all sinned. We've all come short, whether we think we've done good or we think we're horrible people. The fact is we've all come short, and the forgiveness for sin is there on the cross, and that's offered. So I want to share that with everybody, that you can find forgiveness for sins in Jesus Christ, and he will give you a hope that goes beyond this earth, and a hope that goes to eternity. So, and that's what matters most to me. So I want to share that with everyone. And even though this isn't a Christian channel, I always share this. I am a Christian, so everything I do is based on my faith. And I thought if God gave me an opportunity to just share what I love, then I should share him because he's who I love most. But anyways, with that being said, I was actually shocked that I reached out to Pro Picker. He said he would do this live, so I'm pretty excited. And he's always finding crazy stuff. I don't know if he's just got the hookups or if he's just got the skill. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce Pro Picker. So we got Pro Picker in the house. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going. Thanks for having me here, Keith, and I appreciate the invite. And thank you, Steve, for co-hosting.
Yep,
absolutely.
Man, the dynamic, I'm trying to figure that out. Like.
Yeah. Two co-hosts together. We just kind of hang out and do our thing together. So
right.
But if you will, man, I'm gonna set you on the stage. So if you can just kind of share a little bit. I know a lot of people watch you that follow, and I sent some out to another reseller group, and I know they watch you as well. But anyways, I just kind of want to hear, some people don't know who you are. Where are you from? Who are you? How did you get started? Because you're also on YouTube, and you got a pretty big following from what I see. Was it like 60-something thousand subscribers or something?
Yeah.
So it's pretty big. So, but yeah, man, if you could just share how long you've been doing reselling, YouTube, how you got started, how did that journey all begin? If you don't mind, and I'm going to set you up here.
All right. So it's a little bit of a long story, so I'll spare everybody and give you the abridged version here. So I'm from the Dayton, Ohio area. I was born and raised here. Fast forward, I went into the Army for 4 years, got out of the Army, and got out at the perfect time, right at the beginning of basically the Great Recession. So all the opportunity and everything that I thought that was going to be there kind of dried up pretty quick. And I ended up just kind of falling into reselling. I was like, okay, there's this stuff at thrift stores, there's this stuff at yard sales, and I can flip it for a profit. A combination of eBay, flea markets, things like that. Eventually ended up moving into other things like, I ended up having several different sales jobs and so many sales jobs. So I ended up taking a break from reselling. Eventually even went through and did the whole Twitch thing. So live streaming is kind of like my old bread and butter kind of thing. Actually, it was a Twitch partner, which I guess at the time that was a big deal. I think they have like Twitch affiliates and all that kind of stuff now. Yeah. So it's a little bit different, but back then, like, you applied for Twitch partner and you had to have so many concurrent viewers and all of that. And I was doing that like I was putting 70 hours a week into Twitch, and eventually.
Can you just so, because I don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody here knows Twitch, but what were you doing, like just live streaming with the reselling stuff or with gaming?
It was gaming. So back then, everything had to be gaming. Like, they had there was a famous couple that actually like got married on Twitch during that era.
Oh wow!
And they had to get like a waiver from like the staff. It was like strict. There wasn't like the kind of I guess content that you probably wouldn't want to discuss here that's now on the site.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand completely. Smart move.
That's my way of phrasing that, I guess.
I understand.
I don't really watch the platform much anymore. I specialized in like Arma 3, which is on the PC, which is kind of like it's military simulator, but I played like life mods. So you know how like Grand Theft Auto has life mods now? These were like
I haven't seen any. I don't know,
like role playing and stuff.
Okay,
those kind of servers. So this was like the precursor was on Arma, and a lot of the people that used to stream, like my peers and stuff, have gone on to like great success, which doesn't keep me awake at night thinking to myself, man, if I only stuck it out 2 or 3 more years.
Wow. Yeah. Well. Yeah, but you're doing good on YouTube though.
No,
right?
I am. No, I'm blessed to have
Absolutely.
the following that I have, and
Well, I don't know if you saw, James said I went into the Army for 4 years, stayed for 22.
Stayed for 22. I did not have 22 in me. I barely had the 4. I was on fumes by the end there.
Yeah, for sure. I can imagine, man. Yeah, no, James going strong. So
James is double dipping by now, probably, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I think they're treating him pretty well. Grumpy Picker said, "I'm a little fanboy here. Love watching you guys."
Well, thank you, Grumpy Picker. So. And Jess is in here too.
Do what?
My wife. She's in here as well.
She's listening in. Okay, right on. Okay, cool. I'll have to.
This is late for us. So
okay. That's true because you're an hour ahead of us. So
and we're getting old. So like,
I feel you, man. How old are you? If you don't mind.
I'm 39.
Okay, see, I'm just 2 years below you, so I forget what age I am half the time.
I think we just need to drop the whole age thing. All right.
Nice. And I guess I guess a quick continuation. So after Twitch, I went into more sales jobs and all of that. I ended up actually getting a really, really solid corporate gig in legal tech. So I was basically selling to like corporate legal departments and compliance departments and everything. And I had a little bit of a health issue. I don't really get too much into the details of that, but it had me, I was hospitalized and stuff. So I came back and I came back and there's a lot of corporate stuff behind it, but essentially it kind of set me up for like when COVID hit.
Okay,
that going to be on the chopping block and of course the month that I was on like Report or whatever was the month every single legal department in my territory was like, let's do a spending freeze.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Everything I had in my pipeline dried up and I was on the chopping block. So I got back into reselling. I was just like, and a lot of people say like my earlier videos, it was like really intense and there's a lot of negotiations, but like, it was kind of like do or die at that point for me. I was just like, I've got to make this work. At that point, it was almost like a pride thing too. Like it was like, I'm going to show just the world it wasn't me, that I can, succeed at what I do. And because everything prior to that, I'd been relatively successful in. So.
And you're full time, right?
Yeah, I'm full time. So it's basically like having 2 jobs, the reselling and the YouTube.
Dude, YouTube
at the level I'm trying to do it at least. Yeah.
How many videos are you doing? This wasn't in, but how many videos are you doing a week?
So for 2.5 years, I was doing 4 videos a week on the main channel. Yeah. So
wow, goodness, man.
And then I've scaled back dramatically. I'm doing 1 to 2 a week right now, but I'm trying to make more epic videos. So the plan is like I want to deliver so much value when you click one of my videos that like you'll have no excuse but to watch.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of like where I'm at with it right now. So
I can relate to, obviously I'm not, on your scale, but I can't even, I was doing 1 a week, but I took a break this month because I have like a storage. I have 3 videos that I have finished and they just need some tweaking, but I'm trying to get somewhere between a month to 2 months of videos just ready because I'm doing stories and series on everything. I'm trying to actually do what I'm wanting to because I felt that I was just pushing content just to get content out there. James said Arma and VBS2, VBS3 Simulator are the same thing. So.
Yeah, so there's Arma is basically an offshoot of like a military simulator that like Bohemia Interactive sells to like the military. So you could set it's kind of why it runs differently. He'll probably know this, but it's really CPU intensive instead of like using your graphics card. That's because like government computers tend to have decent processors, but not good GPUs. And this is a really niche topic, so I'll stop. Like very few people. Very few people care about it as much as I do.
Well, James obviously does because he's talking about. You remember what I was telling you earlier? This is the one who had the video and then said that he said, "What's up, peeps?" Steve said, "What's up?" So he gave you a shout out for that at that video game. You had that huge video game lot.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. And you were like, okay, I need to give this guy more money. And you went back. I don't remember. I think you gave him like $100 or something crazy. But
so like in that, he had said he had so much stuff out. Yeah. And like I didn't know what number he was gonna pull. And like I was already kind of like thinking like he's gonna say something really high or something. And it's, which happens more often than not. Yeah. So like I was really taken aback when he said 150. So I didn't even know what number to say at that point. Yeah, but I mean it was good. I was like, hey, how about 300? Because like obviously like
it's that was like more.
That was like 150 was like 5% of value.
Yeah.
And then he called me and told me that, hey, I've got this stuff. You own it since you bought everything. And I was like, no, I got to give you a little more for the extra stuff at this point. So I did end up tossing him another 100 then. But
right on. Yeah. So that's cool because that's just like, and you still got a really see, and that's I think a lot of people see that too because you still got an amazing, ridiculous good deal.
Oh yeah.
But you were like, you said, man, I'm willing to give more, and that's going to go a long way. And I think I had something about that. We'll talk about that later. But that's also going to get viewers to have a lot of liking for you as well. So that's really cool. But so we'll let's see where we at here. I forgot where we were at. So how long have you been doing this channel? Like, well, YouTube, I know you mentioned you did YouTube, you did Twitch, but how long specifically have you been like really focused on YouTube with this channel? And then I'm also going to be watching the chats and coming in and saying stuff.
Yeah. So
like watch all your videos.
When I got back into reselling, I didn't want to just like start the channel right away, which honestly was probably a mistake because I think kind of like the from the ground up kind of story is actually a really successful kind of thing. But in my mind, I felt like I needed to have some kind of backing to it. So I waited like 3 or 4 months till we were hitting 10 grand gross a month, which was like, honestly, in my opinion, kind of like the bare minimum for full time in my area. I mean, that really depends on like your cost of living and where you live. So I take that with a grain of salt. It was my number. That was the bare minimum. I do want to say that because some people will take offense.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good down here in Texas, man.
That's really good in Mississippi. So,
well, that's gross numbers. So
yeah.
So I mean, I wanted to at least know that I was hitting that 10,000 gross a month, and that we could do it consistently. I think we hit it in 2 or 3 months, and then I waited a couple more months. So, fast forward to I think it was October of 2020 is when I started putting out videos. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And then I think we got partnered by January is when that happened. And it's that sounds about right.
Wow.
Let me actually check because I'm.
Yeah, I mean you've been at it for not even 4 years yet, and you have over 60,000 subscribers. That's crazy, man.
And the kind of crazy thing that goes through my head all the time, I'm not even going to lie to you. I still feel like I'm like, what can I be doing to, get to that next level? And I'm always constant. It's never good. Looking at it and looking at my first video was October 4th of 2020. I had to check, and don't go watch it. It's freaking awful.
Well, obviously it wasn't too bad if people are following, man.
They weren't following from that video.
Well,
I had the GoPro on a backpack at the time.
Yeah. Man.
It angled like this off of my chest. So I early birded this yard sale, which I mean is a tactic that almost everybody you see does it, quite honestly.
I go early bird all the time.
Yeah. And you can't even see the consoles that I'm picking from the or any of the games. I didn't know how to put a comp on the screen yet. Like a picture and a video editor. How do you do that?
I know whenever I first had using it, because I don't even use the GoPro anymore. My wife will film me or my son. And I remember I didn't know should I face it down? Should I face it up? And I remember it was I'm not trying to be weird or anything, but I had the camera right on my the whole entire time. And I was like, I can't put this up here.
I used to get a lot of feet shots where it's just you see my shoes and that's like nothing else. I do a chest mount. And it's you have to wear something over that chest mount because it's not very appealing.
Yeah.
Well, no, it just doesn't look appealing. It looks like you're wearing tight suspenders or something. It's weird. So you have to wear something over it when you do that. But the camera, I always make sure to adjust up and down as much as I can because it's weird because in the way I'm again working 2 jobs when I'm out there. I'm trying to get good footage, but at the same point, I got to get good stuff for the eBay store because we have bills to pay. So
yeah, well, that's good because see, I'm full time. Of course, I was completely out of debt whenever I started going full time, and I wasn't at that point. I'm still not at that point. I'm at probably more around 8. You said gross 8,000, but of course, cost of living is a lot less, and then we have everything. We have our house paid for and everything. So
your house is paid off.
Yeah.
So. I always take the debt thing as no credit card debt, but you have the whole mortgage paid down.
Yeah. And the only thing we have left is our van, and then our van's being paid off by May, and then I owe Steve some money, so that's some of my debt as well.
So on the paid off house, what's kind of the mentality behind it? Because obviously the argument with a mortgage is that you could do more with the money, time value of money and all of that. So
what happened with me, because I'm all about debt leverage, right? So I believe in that. I'm just still learning how to do all that. Mm-hmm. But and then after this, I'm gonna saw some people come in. I want to say hey, what's up? How's it going? My daughter has a question. You can put the question up. And I was scrolling down looking for it, but go ahead and put it up. I'll look for it. So with me, I'm also a pastor, and we're a small church, and I was doing landscaping. I had my own landscaping business, and we lived in a really nice house. And so we bought, I won't go all into that. That's a long story, but we bought land. It was a buddy deal. Needless to say, I don't really talk to that person anymore. And so we bought a triple wide trailer. We were going to move out there or go build. So we bought that because we could just buy it with cash. We sold our house, bought it with cash. And that way, I wasn't worried about anything looming over my head. And I wanted to have more time for the church and for my family. And so, and I love doing this, and I could also do the YouTube's not paying, not right now, you know.
On that real quick.
Yeah.
It's watch time that's holding you back.
It's watch time. Yeah.
All right. So like just a chat here.
Yeah.
If you would, after the stream, like I saw that he has playlists. Go down there, click one of his playlists.
I need to work on those. Well, yeah, I appreciate that.
And get him the watch time he needs so he can get another source of income here.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, I appreciate that for real. But yeah, do what he said. But it's so with the debt, like that's the thing. We're not in debt, but I mean we live in a trailer, and we wanted to move out there, but that fell through, and so now we're like, well, what do we do? So I'm not if I wasn't out of debt, I wouldn't be able to do this full time. So that's the thing. Since we sold the house, bought this way cheaper house, and then I'm also I'm a pastor, but I also I'm full-time pastor, even though I'm full-time doing this. I mean, I'm on call all the time. I'm counseling, having to deal with meetings and all that kind of stuff. So I'm very busy with the church. We go out and do evangelism, teaching, preparing doctrine for the church, and all that, visitations, the typical stuff pastors do. And so I get a small income from them, and I'm very thankful, and it's huge for. I don't ever think I'm deserving, because I'm just doing ministry, but I'm very thankful for what they give me, and so that helps as well. So I have that, plus I have this, and of course this pays a whole lot more than that, but it's basically enough to keep me living. So that's this year I've been really, really focusing on, and my wife is focusing on like obscure items, like some of the picking items and the clothes, and I'm mostly focused on toys and video games. And so I've been doing a lot more with connecting with people and buying, trying to more so find people I can buy from. My margins are a little bit less, but I'm just having steady, like people come to me now. And so that's what I'm trying to focus on more, is more of the loyal sellers that I can just keep going back and forth to. And but I'm still thrifting and all kinds of stuff. So I'm still learning the ropes, but I am full time. But
and what were you doing a month again? Sorry to interrupt there. Just kind of curious. Yeah, on the gross, out of curiosity. You were saying
it's around right a little bit less than 8. Yeah. So right around 8. Yeah. So it's yeah.
Yeah, I could see if you didn't have a mortgage looming over your head that,
Yeah, that's why I can do it, because if I wouldn't, that's the only reason I did. Now my landscaping company was bringing in way more, but I never was home. I never could serve the church, and I'm gonna be honest, I was so sick of it. And
but so it physically beat you up too over time. Yeah.
Retro Card Collector, what's up, man? What's going on? I don't know if you guys saw. Did you see Abigail's question? Oh, here we go. She asked, "What is your favorite video game?" That is her question. What is your favorite video game?
Okay. Ooh. I mean,
Asteroids.
Yeah, no, actually, purely because I was at a yard sale. It actually makes one of the best practical lights when I actually have my lighting set up right for YouTube, though.
Okay.
Because the motion kind of helps with, like, what would they say? You should always have something moving on the screen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even though, you invited me here to talk whenever I talk on videos, retention.
Yeah. You
But
said what? When you talk what?
Whenever I talk, retention takes a nosedive on my videos because they're so used to the action,
Like well, people are coming here for a live, so they want to hear talking. So
that's... right, I know. So for a while, it was Final Fantasy 3 or 6. Okay. To me, it's Final Fantasy 3 because old and Super Nintendo era.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, Super Mario World, Mario 64, obviously, both crazy cop outs, but my dad and I. Spent a lot of time on both of those games, and he recently passed last year. Well, I guess it's not that recent, but it's last year.
Sorry.
I mean, it kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit last spring, but it happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So like I've kind of gotten on the whole Mario nostalgia kick, probably a little bit related to that, I don't
Well,
have any
you-
crap behind me though, so like
Sure.
you can't see off.
Well, you
but I'm
bought some games from me, so
yeah. Actually, I had that Wario Land. What was it? Wario Land Shake It. I had both of
Yeah.
those games.
Oh,
when
for
they,
real?
when they came out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had
Okay,
both
right.
of them.
Yeah,
But I saw that you had that whole thing going on, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, I want to help out or
Well, I
whatever. and
appreciate it,
get
man.
a couple
Yeah, for
games that
And you
I'll
gave me
actually
more money
use.
than I asked for, so
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. So he's a good
Yeah.
dude. So if you don't think he's a good dude, there it is right there. He's a good dude.
So you
I,
just, so you
I got
just
my
got
I got my flaws. I'm definitely.
Oh, I wanted to give Wolfman okay, so Wolfman's awesome. Every time he comes in, he gives me a super chat. Never has to do that, but I really appreciate it. So shout out to Wolfman. By the way, Wolfman's Abigail, if you can put that up in there, he has a YouTube and he's always putting up the stuff he picks up in hauls. And so if you like checking out haul videos, you can check him out there. Abigail will put if you're still there, Abigail. If not, I'll be putting it in later. Or I think you guys could just kind of click on his in the chat and click on Wolfman's goodies and go check out all his goodies he gets. So, hey, what's up, Poker Medic? How's it? Oh man, what's going on? What's going on? He's local, so
Hey, Poker Medic.
another reseller in town, and he's also part of our video game collectors group. So
No, I've seen him in my lives, a few I've had.
Yeah,
so.
I think he said something down here. He said, you can share, Abigail, for sure. I said, y'all are great, but where is the best picker at, Jess? So
well, she's making me, actually.
Here she is right here in the comment section. Right on. What were you saying? I'm sorry, man. I was just reading all that.
Oh, I forget. But as far as recent games go, though, since we're talking about favorite games, currently I'm playing Remnant 2. And that's on Game Pass, actually. So if you have that, you can save some money. And then we started a Fable 3 run, and I'd never played it, Jess and I.
Okay.
And Divinity 2, which is the same people that made Baldur's Gate.
I love Baldur's Gate. So
yeah, we just finished that Divinity 2. So we're I got 2 physical copies of Baldur's Gate 3 coming in. One to keep sealed, so I can hoard it. And then the other one to open up for myself.
Yeah, for sure. Well, see that, and so that answers some things, because I know I was going to talk about that later. Is that you do play games? Because a lot of people think that people that just, and I do know it's true. There's a lot of people that resell and they find games, but so a lot of people think that a lot of the resellers don't play games, but you actually do.
So I'm the kid that nerded out in class and like would open up like a Nintendo Power and eventually a Game Pro and stuff and get yelled at for it. So
I feel
like I remember reading Game Pro, EGM, all
Uh-huh.
of those, and just reading like the magazine probably 16 times over.
Yeah, you did a lot. You did PC games. You said, do you play PC games?
Yeah.
See, I
can't game on PC much. Oh, sorry, I just can't game much on PC anymore because of Twitch, honestly. And by the time I edit, I'm sitting at the computer so long that I just want to get away from it.
Dude, I can't imagine you were doing 4 videos, because I'm that's how I feel. That's why I kind of took a break. And now I'm just kind of, as the days go by, just to prepare content for the upcoming month, because I have a lot. When April hits, I'm back at it, and I'm actually going to be changing up the date so I can have my live and then have my video on another day, because I've been looking at, because I was doing it both. I would do like a video and then go straight into live.
I think you just had a crazy one come in, man.
A crazy one? A crazy what?
my God.
That's wild. Yeah, that's really nice of you, man.
Wow, James. Okay, so he's getting some games sent.
Sorry to interrupt, but that gets an interruption.
No, that does. James, is that broccoli right there? What is that on there? Is it a tree? James, man,
he's giving you some broccoli.
It's some $100 broccoli.
Arkansas Picker also, hey, you better bring some heat to Game Jam South for sure, man. If you guys get a chance to check out Arkansas Picker as well. So, man, guys, that's awesome. You don't have to do James, dude. So James needs some games. James, tell me what you're looking for. I know you had mentioned some things I don't have yet, but I'm gonna get you something else. Man,
so Dustin, the game behind you is a little before your time, man.
It is. Yeah.
Do it, Steve. He said I could run your videos all day while at work on 4 screens. Please do. Run the video. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that for sure. James, man, I really appreciate it. Sorry, I didn't notice the thanks for catching that, Dustin. I didn't
Oh, no
see
problem.
I'm still learning. I'm new on the super chats. They just started a few weeks ago, and I'm still trying to see that. So I really appreciate it, guys.
I have an incident with the game behind you that my dad does not let me live down to this day.
Okay.
I actually used to go to the store and play it constantly.
Asteroid?
And, yeah, Asteroids. I used to go to the Safeway and play it every single day. And one day I was out of quarters, and I knew my dad had some quarters and stuff in his closet.
Yeah.
So I go in there, I take a roll of quarters, I go down, I play it, and my dad's like, "Hey, where are my quarters at?" Come to find out, it was like $150 roll of quarters.
Did you play Asteroids all on the $150?
No,
Wow.
it was just quarters, but they were more than face value.
Oh, they were the silver ones and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I
didn't know.
So vending
no
people know to look for that stuff. So because we ran a small vending business for a bit, and
man, you've done everything.
They were probably thrilled when they opened that up. Yeah, they were.
My dad to this day, man, he doesn't let me live it down, man.
That's hilarious.
I bet.
At least it wasn't something super rare, like some
$2,000
kind of coin or something, like $200,000.
That still sucks up for you at the top. Wow, Doug, what's going on, man? Thanks once again.
Funny.
Thanks, Doug traded with me. He got me a super clean. I talked about this last week. A Sega Saturn, complete in the box, and it's super clean. I traded a Switch OLED, so I was pretty excited about that. Here, Happy Picker asks a question, says, I'm a much better picker than I am a YouTuber. Oh, it's not a question, it's a statement. My bad. I'm a much better picker than I am a YouTuber. Editing is a lot of work. Yes, editing is a lot of work. But her husband asked a question. This is for all of us. Weirdest picking encounter. And I have something kind of like that. Well, no, I have a different question. So yeah, weirdest picking encounter. Who wants to head this up? Said this is for all.
I'm thinking here. I'm going to cheat and actually look at my videos and be like, which one's the weirdest?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Oh, easy. Savage video game sale. So if anybody hasn't seen it, it's the one where, unfortunately, a gentleman had passed away, and the wife decided to, but it gets wilder. The wife decided to sell all of the video games at $5 a piece at the garage sale and put it up on Facebook.
Oh, I was going to ask about this actually.
Yeah, like at least 60 some people. It was probably half collectors, half resellers, and it was just wild. That had to be probably the craziest thing I probably ever seen.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm kind of surprised. I know this sounds like it has a ton of views, and this sounds like kind of like I don't know, egotistical of me or whatever, but on YouTube it only has 105,000 views, and I say only, but just because of how crazy it was, I would figure it would have gotten more.
It would be more.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
it has like 500,000 on Facebook. So, but Facebook inflates views. So yeah, because they count 3-second views as a view.
Yeah.
So if somebody's scrolling past and they accidentally stop to rest their thumb, that counts as a view.
Oh wow! But that one, I remember seeing that. Wasn't that like last year sometime or something?
That was the year before last. So this year will be the 2-year anniversary on that video.
Didn't a guy like get mad at you for trying to look or?
There was a little bit of an altercation, and quite honestly, I'll admit I wasn't completely like innocent in that.
Okay. Well, at least you're honest.
I mean, yeah. in hindsight,
yeah.
I too could have handled myself better.
Sure. Well, that's cool.
So it's probably two people that were both in the wrong going at it.
Yeah.
At that point.
I'm sure things get heated when everybody's saying, "Oh my goodness, what is?" And he
was trying to buy the entire bin of games as I came around to look into the bin. So, and then he grabbed one out of my hand, and
that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
but he got it out of my hand, and then after that, I retaliated and he ripped the game
Wow.
out of his hand, which was not
Yeah,
not the mature thing to do.
but I'm that kind of behavior though can rub you the wrong way.
yeah.
So I can understand that. What about you, Steve? I'm still trying to think of.
Man, I don't have any weird ones that have anything to do with like a sale. I do remember not that long ago being at a garage sale. I was at one of the tables at the end of the driveway, and I look over, and this guy is in his SUV just gunning it and like grinding gears and this, that, and the other. And I was like, what in the world is this guy doing? I start to just look again. I just figured he couldn't get it in gear or something. Next thing I know, he takes off, I bet 5 feet from the table I'm standing at, and runs and slams directly into the next door house, man.
Wow. Are
That's
you
nuts.
Plowed into the porch. It was crazy, man.
Wow. That's wild.
I was like, man, that guy could have killed me, man.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah, that is actually pretty crazy. I mean, it was happening nearby, so that's
it was right there in front of me. I was terrified.
Yeah, that is pretty terrifying. Actually, I would be scared of that. There was I had something similar like that. It wasn't a picking thing. I won't go into that. That's a whole other. That was something wild. I got chased by a guy in a car with a gun. That was pretty wild. That's another story. But it's because one of my friends was smack talking a guy, and we're like, dude, we need to get out of here. You need to shut your mouth. But anyway, no, that's what I'm saying. It's not related, but they made me think about that. He chased us with his truck, and I was like, oh, dude, we're going to die because of you being an idiot. And,
I was going to say, you're a hardcore garage sailor, dude.
Oh, I love going to garage sales. Okay, so I have one. It's probably not, well, it's kind of weird. It was a little uncomfortable for me. So I went to, I saw Wii, and there's a whole bunch of games. And I kind of was trying to, before I go, I want to say, hey, look, I'm just going to tell you what I can pay for it, because I don't want to show up and then it's we're saying something else. I just want to go, and I know, and I don't want them getting mad if I'm realize, hey, this isn't what I thought was in here. Well, I go to this one, and I didn't realize where it was, and then when I got there, I was like, wow. I mean, I was in like the heart of the hood, and so I pulled up to I was like, man, it was nasty. There was like trash all in the yard, but I was like, look, I want my games, so I'm sticking through it. But they pull up, and these well, I won't go all into it, but it was, I didn't know what was going to happen, and so they invited me in. I was like, man, I'm really walking in here. So I walked in, and it was a bunch of ladies, but it was really awkward. I won't go into all the details, just really awkward, and I walked in there, and it was. I mean, they were really nice, but it was really, I felt really awkward. And there was like just trash everywhere. The games and stuff were so sticky. And I had already the thing is I was there, and there were some big, mean looking people watching me as well. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna buy this. So I mean, it was nasty too. I made money off of it, but it was really awkward because it was like it looked kind of like a drug house, And I'm walking up in there. I was like, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen this coming up in. Thankfully, nothing happened, but it was really awkward. And
they were looking at you like, you better buy this game.
Basically, it looked like some. I'm not going to go into detail, but it looked like some of the women had just gotten off a special kind of work, if you know what I mean. And so it was. I felt really awkward, and so I was in there. I was like, well, and she's like, oh, I said, oh, wasn't this with that? And she's like, oh, I thought it was. And I was at that point, I was like, you know what? And then she said, because one of them was Michael Jackson Experience on the Wii, and I was like, this was one I was looking for. She said, oh, my mom's keeping it. And I went, oh, okay. All right, well, I guess I'll go. And so I bought it, and I got out of there because I still had money to make, but I just was like, I don't want to make them mad. So I just bought it and I left. It wasn't like too bad, but it was a little awkward for me for sure.
I bet, man.
Definitely was a little awkward. Let me read some of these chats. Watch time was a hump I had to get over. Oh, I already read that with Steve. The algorithm always feeds me GameSack while I'm asleep. Yeah, he told me that because he has everything clicked on mine, like notifications, and he said he wasn't getting anything. Keith will attack you if you don't say Panzer Dragoon Saga. Fair warning. morning. Yeah, I am looking for that. So Emerald Shine, I haven't seen you in a
Never
while,
found it.
Yeah.
I know.
well,
I know. It's obviously one to buy at pretty much any.
Yeah, you're not
reasonable
gonna
price.
find it. you're gonna have to. It's
Oh, just wait till next week when I find it in a video. You know, because I plant everything. That's what,
somebody go ahead, Steve, and I'm gonna highlight this.
You talking about the algorithm? When I watch picker videos, and I watch a lot of people, it never fails. I mean, this is a running joke with me and my wife. Lonnie and his wife come on after every single person I watch on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, the shed flips.
yeah.
They come on every single time. It doesn't matter who I'm watching. They come on right after them every single time. Wow. I'm Lonnie, and I'm Candace. You know, it comes on every time.
Right after you're watching whoever it is.
Everybody, doesn't matter who it is. They're the next video up. I don't know why.
They have their algorithm set. They have it set. They have it locked in.
And I don't mind. And I don't mind watching them. You know, they can be pretty interesting. They're funny together. You know, but
yeah. Grumpy Picker asks, anyone going to the reseller meetup in Nashville in April? I will probably not be, because this year I'm really focused on going to conventions, so all my time and money is going to be focused on that. I have a certain set of conventions I'll be going to, so I probably will not be going to that. What about you guys?
Dustin?
Oh, so no, I probably won't be attending. Not that I wouldn't. We're trying to figure out if we're going to we're finishing up, or well, we got to finish up still, I guess I should say, the other house, if we're going to rent it out or if we're going to sell it. So we've got that going on. Plus, it's the beginning of yard sale season, and I do have big plans for the channel, which I think comes up in later on, right? You have some to talk about that guy's stuff later
that's
on.
Like that way they can hear that before. That way it'll be fresh in their mind. And so, like I said, I know how this goes. A lot of times we chat and we answer questions. So a lot of these questions are just there to kind of guide us. So that I sent you. We probably won't ask them all. Let me go through these chats. Jason said, Dustin, it seems like over the past year you focused more on clothing. Was that a conscious decision? I am an everything seller, and I am not a huge fan of clothing. So what do you have to say? What's up, Gulf Coast Pickers? So what do you?
I think it ebbs and flows on the clothing side of things. Now, first off, like if I'm at a garage sale and I see a bunch of single stitch stuff and like the crazy fire all over print NASCAR stuff that is just super desirable, I'm going to buy it. And, you know, regardless. But if you're just talking about like normal everyday clothing, it's because I'm thrifting right now. So this is the off season for yard sales. And
we're doing a lot of clothes.
And at least half of what a thrift store puts out on the floor, if not more, is clothing. So like I just have to buy that right now. I would love if it was honestly, personally, I would love if, you know, I could just do purely hard goods and vintage nostalgia stuff and retro stuff, but
you can't see. That's what I tried doing, and it messed me up last year. And this year I'm focusing a lot more on diversifying and buying everything. You know, not everything, but what is needed for each season and what will be moving at certain times. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I've definitely gotten I bought a whole bunch of clothes, and they were really good from Steve. So well, I haven't paid him yet. I got to pay him. So.
They were mostly good anyway.
Oh, so that is that your inventory behind you?
Oh yeah, that's his inventory behind him. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just like your clothes. Honestly,
it actually is inventory.
Okay. Like I mean, you know, no judgment. I have a closet right over there. You know, so.
Yeah, he's got a lot of inventory, so and he's sold them too.
No, I mean, clothing, honestly, like, it's not something like basic clothing just doesn't really interest me that much. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, same here.
Like when I know brands to look out for, and it's like, you know, it's another, you know, arrow in my quiver or whatever to pull out whenever I see it. And really, I honestly only pick off at the brand new clothing racks typically, because I just can't, like, when they push them out at the thrift, because like I just can't stand like looking through the regular racks for like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
I
I
did that today.
yeah, you were out picking the one I texted you earlier. So.
Yeah.
See, that's so for me with clothes. I don't know, Steve, you're this way. So like, my wife's a lot more like digging, and I'm like, she finds stuff all the time, and like she went to a garage or a church rummage sale and found a whole bunch of liquid blue and what American Thunder stuff. So we love finding.
I
I'm
saw you
mostly
mention
looking for
that.
vintage, yeah. So it wasn't anything crazy. It was like just a mid. I mean, still really good for I'm not complaining. I'm saying it wasn't like one of those $300 shirts or anything. It was
Yeah, I just got a Lion liquid blue shirt at the Benz.
yeah. See that this was a tiger, like a white
Yeah.
tiger or albino tiger, however you say it.
Yeah,
So-
probably like mine's probably like $60. If I'll
Yeah.
probably take the first 45 that gets
Yeah.
offered because like I paid $1 or whatever for
Yeah,
it at the Benz.
That's how
and
ours is. It's more like
I was
40
just glad to find something there so I could leave. It was during that 70 thrift store challenge.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, see, my wife finds stuff at Ben's all the time, so she goes to Ben's every Monday, and then we go to the thrift stores and stuff. But garage sale's starting to pick back up for us. You see that Arkansas picker? Sega Steve said, "Oh, I didn't have it highlighted. There it is." He said, "Email him back." So, Grumpy Picker first console ever was Asteroids in Memphis, 1982. I'm old.
Nice.
So, Side Hustle Preacher, man, I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going, man? How's it going? Glad you're here. Let's
Is that
see.
your competition?
Well, in another state, no, but so
That's a
yeah,
teammate.
it's
what that
more of a
is.
team
Oh, okay.
competition when we have to compete. Now, he looks for different stuff than I do. Bible Belt Pickers, what's going on, man? Yeah, if you guys get a chance to check out Bible Belt Pickers as well, go check him out. And I think Abigail's putting up a lot of the other YouTube channels. Abigail, if you're still at the computer, go ahead and do that as well. Happy Picker said, so if we're going to meet Keith, we're going to have to be at a gaming convention, I guess. I don't know. Well, that's kind of where my niche is. That's kind of where I'm at. So,
Dustin, have you gone to any of the other reseller deals?
So I haven't, no.
I don't ever.
Which is
like
crazy because I live
I don't
near
ever
Cincinnati
go,
and I really should have went to the last
Yeah.
one, the reseller rally there.
For me, I'm not a full-time reseller, so it just seems, and I'm not a YouTuber, so it seems kind of awkward for me to go. I don't know.
I wouldn't let that prevent you. Yeah, I mean, like part-timers and stuff.
Yeah, people that don't have YouTube go to those things all the time.
Yeah, and honestly, being the part-time's probably, well, first off, the bulk of resellers are probably part-time resellers.
That's
like,
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, you're absolutely right about that.
On Saturdays and Sundays around here, like the thrifts are pretty wild because it's filled with everybody that's working 9 to 5.
That's right.
If my wife told me today I could do it, I would go full time.
What if you don't mind, what do you do is the main work?
I work at NASA in JSC.
It's top
here
secret.
Here in Houston.
What is it?
NASA.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to see if you're pulling my leg or not.
No, he's serious.
Because you got the engineering beard, so you have that down. So
yeah. No, that's the thing that keeps me from
that
doing
sounds
it,
like
man.
one of those things that could be made up. Okay.
No, it's real. He really does.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's cool.
I've been working out there since 1990.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so it's kind of hard to just walk away from,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, 1990. That's like when the Reds last won the World Series.
Yeah.
That was a way back.
Yep.
I have vague memories of 1990 because I'm.
Me too. I was only 4.
I was like 6. Yeah.
I remember
20,
some cartoons. That was funny.
I should if the next reseller rally is here in the Cincinnati area, I'm gonna do my best to actually attend this time because
because John has them up there, right?
Yeah. I've ran into them several times, and John's a great guy.
Yeah.
By the way, somebody who was on here, I don't know if you saw that Go Snow YouTube. He said you need to meet up with him, so I'm pushing that out there. He's like an hour south of you, so he's not
south of me.
Yeah, something like that. So he said he wanted to meet up with you sometime. Yeah, Zach, you should do that. You should get some. Go look into. it's good if you're trying to keep stuff selling. There's seasons where even though games sell all the time, there's seasons where games just don't sell as good for me. I don't know why. It's the summer I was hardly selling any games, which is weird. But because the rest of the year I'm selling nonstop. Of course, I've only
What's
been
the
doing
percentage of your business that's games?
Oh, I would have to look at exact. See, that's another thing. I need
Just offhand.
I would.
I won't hold you to it in court or anything.
Yeah, no, I would say probably. Well, now it's probably a little bit different, but I would probably say 80-something%.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so
because I'm like 15%.
Oh yeah, so yeah, games is like, and that's what I'm saying. So since I'm mostly focused on games, because I do a lot of conventions and stuff too, so I'm always trying to sell it, toy shows, conventions, even locally. And
so your gross sales, I'm just trying to get this picture here. Your gross sales are $8,000 a month, and 80% of that's probably games, roughly.
Yeah,
that's actually really impressive. I don't think I could source that many games in my area.
Well, I have
without grossly overpaying.
Yeah, and I do pay a lot for them, but that's. So right now I'm trying to build that. What do you call it?
Pipeline.
Yeah, pipeline. I'm trying to get to where, because I would what I'm wanting this, right? I'm wanting stuff to come, move, and so I have people that will actually reach out to me and sell, because they know exactly what I'm wanting, and so they'll sell to me, and I can give them a good price. They know I'm going to give more. Even the resellers around here, like I'm going to give more than any of the resellers, even the ones I like all the ones I partner with and work with. They know I'm probably going to pay a lot more, and so. I don't know. I mean, I have other resellers in here too from here that do video games. So they may say, no, you're wrong. I'll pay more. So I just know I've been told that like people are shocked with how much I'll pay. So because on some games, you know, I might be getting 20% margins from them. And so,
oh, wow. Yeah.
But that's because it's almost, you know, everything I do. So, but I'm constantly moving. We've been moving a lot more clothes this year, though, because we've started focusing more on getting that.
Clothing is probably the easiest niche in the sense of availability.
That's right. No, absolutely.
And in the sense of sell-through. So, like, it's something that you can actually buy that somebody else will actually buy.
Yeah.
And video games, everybody will buy those, but they're
right.
really tough to source for a decent
They're really
price.
tough. That's right.
I mean,
well, and that's the thing.
That's why I get so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna go home and post this video game video because you know I bought this Wii for.
Well, see, I'll buy
with 10 games.
I'll buy a collection. You know, I'll buy a collection for 60%, and so I'll buy a whole, like if it's a whole collection, for because a lot of the stuff that I'll buy, I'll just, you know, I know some people don't like this, but I sell it for more than price charting, and so at conventions I sell it for more than that too. So my percentage that I would be losing from eBay, from what I'm paying 60% of price charting, but I'm marking it up like around 15% from price charting. So once I offer like a 5 to 10%, you know, offer, and it goes right around price charting or a little bit more, and then so I'm probably like 10% below price charting, and so that's like 30%, around 30% of margin. So it's not huge, but the thing is now people say, oh, because a lot of people don't want to sell their games for cheap, like you said. So if I'm saying to them, you want the money, no one else is going to pay a lot, and that's why, you know, Caleb Phoenix Resale, that's why he can get, because he buys stuff market.
Oh, he's paying up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and the reason is because like Smash Bros. Melee or Smash Bros. On the 64 sells for, because I was talking to another guy that does Amazon, it sells for $90 on Amazon, which is $45 on eBay. So, and people are paying it because they trust Amazon, and so it's like that's why they pay so much.
Yeah, the convenience factor.
That's right. That's right. And it's funny because eBay's, honestly, I get just as good quality when I buy. Usually it's really funny, but hey, people are getting more. You get more money, then go at it, man.
Well, it becomes a one-stop shop, though.
That's right.
Like you got a home gym, you're buying your tricep pull-down bar. Not talking about stuff I've bought recently on Amazon, but you're buying that, and then you know you're buying your copy of.
That's right.
Superman
Yeah.
64, and
That's true because you're buying it direct from Amazon, even though it's people sending stuff through there. But you're not having to like go to different stores, right? You're just buying it directly from Amazon.
it's all in one thing. It all comes in one package.
that's
You only
right.
have one person coming on your property.
Dude,
And
I
that's
hate
why.
I hate
You
selling.
can
on
subscribe and
Amazon.
save for stuff. And what's
See,
that?
Steve,
I said I hate selling on Amazon, man. I don't like it.
I've
at
never
all.
done it.
It's
Yeah,
just, it's too complicated.
It seems like so complicated that like I got ramped up into eBay and then doing all the YouTube stuff that for at least 2.5 years I didn't have time to add anything else into my life. So
Yeah.
I just never got around to trying with Amazon. But
Managing your inventory on there is just terrible.
yeah,
no,
I'm telling you that since I'm mostly focused on video games, I'm really thinking about it because my friend, I don't know if he's been on here a few times, Slimsy Parfait. He was at the Louisiana RetroCon, and he came to my booth and was buying games from me that I had above price charting, and he was paying the price. And he knows I don't care if he makes bank off of it, and that's why I said, well, how much do you get for that, man? Because I knew what he was buying. And he said, man, to be honest with you, there's a game I was selling for 20, and it was like $15 on price charting, and he bought it for 20. And he said, man, I can get probably about $50 for this. I said, that's crazy, man. I was like, I need to start selling on Amazon.
It becomes kind of like, though, if you're not selling on there, you're probably losing a competitive advantage too. So like when you talk about going around paying up,
that's right.
If somebody can come in and pay 20, 30, 40% more than you can.
That's right.
Like, yeah, that does well, at least in the way you're trying to do things. Obviously,
right.
like garage sales, thrift stores are more of like a go to as many of them as you possibly can until you're about to pass out.
Yeah.
And that's how you find games.
Well, that's what in the garage sales, I find them for way cheaper than that half the time. Unless somebody's like, I really don't want to sell it. And I'm like, I will offer this much. And, I always start at around 30%. And 30 to 40%, like, and then I'll see how they feel about that, and and I'll tell them, I'm like, look, this is what I'll pay, and because they're like, well, I don't mind, I'll tell people, and that's why people call me back and said, well, it's worth this much, but since I'm buying it here, I'll buy it for this. I know what I'm going to have to do with it. I have the opportunity to possibly, when I don't go into all the detail, it just depends on who I'm talking to, but that's why people come back to me around here. So that's I have people call me up all the time that like sold me something 6 months ago, and then they call me back. Hey, I got another lot of games. My friend has some games. So I used to be dry all the time, but now I always have people. There's lots I can't pick up right now because I'm needing to sell stuff and get money.
Yeah.
But if you decide to do the Amazon, I would do the fulfilled by merchant. I wouldn't do the fulfilled by Amazon.
Well, that's what people were telling me.
Because if you do it but by merchant, you're in control of that part of it, Whereas if you do FBA fulfilled by Amazon, all the stuff goes to their warehouse, and you got to maintain that inventory, and it is not cool.
Yeah, that's exactly.
FBMs, I haven't tried that, but I do know people who do that, and it seems like it probably would be cooler.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna look into it. Slimsy's gonna help me with some of this. I just highlighted a chat and I lost it, guys. There's so much chat. I'm trying to keep it. Let's you good to go through this? We haven't even gone through all the questions, man. But I will let you cool if we go through and
let's do chat first, man.
Yeah,
we're here for them.
They want to know the most embarrassing situation at a yard garage sale. Either you caused it or the homeowner did.
Okay. So, and this was my most viewed video for quite some time. So early on in my YouTubing, I had the cops called on me at a yard sale, but like, I guess I clicked on the video on accident. Anyways, the live stream snafu. But I guess the short story of it is that I went up to a yard sale and a community sale, and then she's like, "Oh, no filming here." And I turned off the camera and I stood in the driveway and looked at stuff real quick. And she came like really eerily close to me. And I was just like, there's enough tension here. I could just move on to another sale. Right.
Yeah.
So I left, and then like 5 or 6 sales down the road, the cop came up and was like, "Yeah, we had somebody call at the time I drove a silver Kia." And like I was like, "Well, I know who exactly called them." And then, like she was like, "Well, yeah, like if you're allowed to film, and if they ask you not to, you can leave." And I was like, "Yeah, exactly." And the cop was totally fine and everything. Thankfully it wasn't some situation where somebody was upset that morning and something bad happened. But the cop was chill. She was nice, and
she was just responding to a call.
They had to respond apparently. And but I just thought that was kind of crap to do such a thing. But to be quite honest, it helped me out significantly on both YouTube and Facebook, both views and from a financial perspective. So I mean, I'll even say it. I've made thousands off that video and both.
Wow,
I've seen it. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. So it was worth the embarrassment, I guess, at that point. Like, I wouldn't want the cops call to me like every day because, like, you'd be running the risk of something going down.
So that's what I need to do. I need to get the cops called on me. So.
Oh, it stopped working. So, like, there was another creator that has had success with that in their title, but most people that have had like cops in their title and stuff, including me, when somebody keyed my car in the thrift store parking lot, like the cop views have dwindled. So, like, you're gonna have to get like beat up by the police.
Yeah,
now
beat up by the police. The police stole my money.
You should have.
Well, they can do that. That's civil. What is that? Civil forfeiture.
Oh wow!
So you should have had him act like
on you. They can take it.
Wow.
You should have had him act like he was putting the cuffs on you, man. That would have been even better.
Yeah, I don't want to risk them actually then grasping the cuffs. And at that point, quite honestly, I got so many comments about like I handed over my ID, and I'm not like one to like want to have like political debates or whatever. But at that point, I was just like, this is an event that's happening right now, and I need to get back. And all I was thinking was, I need to get back to work.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm at this community sale and I got to get back to work. So I was like, here's my ID and cooperating.
Like,
apparently, I was not supposed to cooperate.
I'm a sovereign citizen.
Well, apparently I wasn't. And it's true. I guess I wasn't obligated to give my ID.
Sure, but
I hadn't committed any crime. But at that point, she would have called another officer.
Hey, I'm all so that I know all about that because I've done. I know it might sound wild, but I was a street preacher. I still preach, but I used to be pretty aggressive, and so I was always dealing with my rights. And I was like, I've even gotten my wife mad at me before where I've rolled up the window. I don't do that anymore. Now I just like, it's not worth it, man. I'm trying to just move along. Just even if I don't think I'm obligated or I know I'm not. I mean, I'm not really saving the world by doing that. And
I would say too, just on that, like in like what you're saying, like it's easier just to like cooperate now. And then deal with it later after the fact.
What all our lawyers always
if you want to get a lawyer, or if you want to call and make a complaint, or do whatever, redress whatever grievances you have.
You actually have more.
That's when you do it. Yeah.
You actually, unless if you're going specifically to challenge a city. Oh yeah, I know all about the.
Yeah, Heck and Steve. Yeah. Always cooperate with the police.
Is that what he said? Yeah, I think it's always best. By the way, Steve, I was surprised. I guess you can't put pictures in the chat. I was going to mention you and James. I thought they were going to put a picture of me getting arrested, but I forgot you can't put chat up here. There's in his Discord. There's a picture that I showed them, and they just take it and run with it. Like, don't arrest Keith. He just wants the Saturn games. And it's a picture of me getting arrested from a long time ago. So the preacher just wanted to tell people about Jesus, or the preacher just wanted his Saturn games. So
you need to make a T-shirt out of that, man.
Yeah, I know. I should probably. So what about you, Steve? What's an embarrassing thing for you?
Man, I can't think of one, dude. I don't really. I'm like, I don't know. At garage sales, I kind of keep to myself, and I don't really. I don't really get into situations at garage sales very often.
Yeah.
I try to avoid them at all costs.
You saw something.
I'm trying to link the video for him.
Lori said, in case you didn't know, discontinued tampons can be a great thing to pick up. I've even heard vintage underwear and all that kind of stuff. So I think what is Froggy Flips talks about. What is this song? The diaper. What does he
The
say?
diapers, yeah.
Yeah.
Comping diapers.
Yeah, that's.
Dustin,
hey.
man, you've got some really good garage sales up where you're at, dude.
We do. Now we have a lot of really bad ones, and they don't make the videos too.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is that.
Yeah.
From a realism perspective,
Dude,
I do want
my
to
favorite
make
one,
that disclaimer.
My favorite one on your videos is when you hit that one that had all the vintage Fisher Price, dude, 60s and 70s Fisher Price in the boxes.
Wow.
Oh
yeah, that video did pretty well too,
dude. Yeah. That is crazy. I was curious how did you do off of all that stuff is what I want to know.
So it happened right around the time of our move. So that's you'll be proud of me though after this. Most of that's still in our dev pile. We just listed all of our Guitar Hero stuff and golf clubs.
Wow, there you
go. So we are making progress on said dev pile. Yeah, but it happened right around the time of the move. The video link I put in the chat, it was for the cop video. So
that's for the cop
video,
guys.
Somebody had asked for it. Don't fill out. If you do go watch it, the comment section is probably the best part of that video because I just gave up on it. Like it went crazy. I just gave up on the comment section.
Yeah, I bet it did.
It got to a point where it was stressful, and it was like everybody had an opinion. People were like, "You haggled this PlayStation 2 down," and I'm like, "Okay." and it was a different time for me. Again, it was like I had to make it work.
Sure,
I was like,
you were at the Gary V days where you were like, he wanted $25.
I never feel like I'm trying to beat somebody up, though. I never feel.
You didn't get it. Steve says sounds like my comment section. There's probably a reason for that.
Trust me, bring the police into any matter, and you are going to have a comment section like you've never seen before. So, Steve, you just need to go out there, man, and get arrested.
You need to go to a video game convention.
Get the cops called on you. You confront Phoenix Resale again.
At a game. Yeah, I think that would go there. Then you go real viral. So cops to harass. Go Snows right there said Dustin and your wife need to go picking against you, him and Miss Cat. That's who I was talking about that said he wanted to meet up with you.
Oh, okay.
Wolfman's Goodies, thanks so much for coming in and super chats. And definitely take care of your mom. That's first and foremost. Family's first. Appreciate you coming in. I don't find the sell-through rate on clothing or plush to be all that terrific. It depends, but at least for us. But maybe we're not buying the right things.
It really varies. If you're going out and you're buying like Aeropostale and mall brands, I mean, there's some people that somehow know how to push mall brands on eBay. I'm not one of them. Like that stuff.
I
just sit in my inventory forever. Like you're looking for like this, like your Carhartts, your Rock Revival jeans, fancy brands that are brand new with tags still because nobody ever wore them. That kind of stuff.
I'm mostly
cashmere.
I'm mostly looking for like just vintage stuff that
vintage is
grandma type clothes usually sell really good for us. We cottage core was real popular back in the day. It's not as popular now, but if we find anything that's real ugly, I know that sounds weird, but ugly stuff sells good.
If it's got weird colors, neon colors, and stuff like the jacket you have on right now.
Like exactly.
Not ugly, but weird colors.
Well, but it's like it looks not very 90s or 80s type. Retro Car Collector said, if I can get this new video's audio to sync up, I'll be rich in YouTube stress too. YouTube stress. Somebody said something about he said if anyone should be YouTube rich is Pick and Preacher. I appreciate that. I hopefully one day, but
everybody go watch the playlist after this.
There you go. I need to update. That's something I was actually gonna thank you. I'm gonna update that this week is the YouTube playlist. RNG Gamer said, anyone YouTube rich yet? So are you YouTube rich yet, Dustin?
No. So like 2022 was like social media just like as a whole was probably the most, it was the most I've made doing it. And I don't know, I mean, I hope to attain that again someday.
Yeah.
But,
Am I allowed to ask how much you think you made, ballpark figure, or do you not feel comfortable?
I'm trying to
You don't feel
think.
comfortable,
I know what I made, like what we made overall with eBay
Yeah.
and everything. So I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay.
think. I know YouTube, it was like 60. Just correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah,
YouTube 60,
I think so. I'll pull it up.
60K
I want to say
on
maybe
YouTube.
maybe it's give me a second here. Now you're I
was
gotta
gonna
look
say,
for the
dang,
year here. Remember, I was doing 4 videos a week.
True, man. I
I
could
can pull up 2023, and in 2023, I made 45,000 in ad revenue, and that was at 4 videos a week on the main channel.
Goodness, man.
Well,
Okay.
I stopped doing 4 videos halfway through
Yeah.
the year, but
That's really good.
that was 25% less than last year.
Wow.
So, or the year prior, 2022.
Wow. That's
But
crazy, man. That's
yeah.
well, that gives me hopes to something to look forward to one day. So hopefully, maybe, who knows?
I mean, there was a combination of a lot of videos,
Yeah.
2022 and 2023, plus ones that like hit really heavily.
Yeah.
And you got to remember how many failed videos I probably, where,
Sure.
and when I say a failed video, but like, okay, this only did 10,000 views
compared to like 100,000 plus.
Right.
Yeah.
Last year though, I think our views got the most consistent for a while. Like during garage sale season, like we pretty much averaged 30K like every time it felt like. And I kind of I like that, but then I always screw things up during thrift store season. Like I save as much footage as I possibly can, but I burn right through it in the winter. And then thrifting, just like it's like chugging footage back to like get any views. It's insane. Or not any views, but any videos together, because like you find the thing, and then you go on to the next thing you find. While yard sales tend to be like, you're able to like wander around the yard sale some and look around.
It's a different type.
It's even a different type of viewer.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, there's overlap, of course, thankfully, but yeah, there's a different type of viewer though. There's some people that only watch garage sale videos. Some people that only watch thrift store videos. Like
some people that only watch what you have after it, that want to watch hauls, just the hauls. They want to see what you picked up. They don't even want to see you go get it.
I think the hunting though still makes up the majority.
Absolutely, hunting's the majority. I'm just saying there's a group of people that
they exist.
Yeah,
there's people that like my second channel, and like
I didn't know you had a second channel. Say now, what's your second channel?
Pro Flipper.
Oh, okay. Well, I've seen the name. I just haven't.
I haven't done anything on it for a month because metrics really weren't where I wanted them to be on the main channel.
Is it the triangle that says pro? Okay, yeah, because I see your wife in there. Okay, I'm hitting subscribe. So here we go.
I do want to be clear. Like the YouTube revenue I discussed is like that. I worked at like a full-time job, guys. Like I was on the computer editing hours and hours every day, and I would edit and make Facebook versions of the same thing to, and all of that. And so,
but that's
it's not like, oh, I started a YouTube channel and now it makes all this money and I don't work.
Look, I'm going to say, so I've only been at it a year and like 3 months. And I know, cause some of my videos, I mean, I took a break for a little while. I was spending around 30 hours with film and I'm not making any money, right? Except the super chats, but I wasn't doing that. And so there was a time just like right at the beginning of the year, it started growing. I was like, whoa, my numbers were going up like just exponentially. And then all my views were above my subscriber list. So I was like, oh, this is really good. And then I did one video that wasn't my normal content because I was in Thailand, and then numbers just at every video after that. I was like, man. So I said, I'm going to create a bunch, because I was just pumping stuff out because I was trying to keep up. Now I'm trying to actually have solid content for the style that I'm doing.
I would. I know this is probably not going to make anybody in chat happy, but if you would want advice on this matter,
Sure,
I would even go. I would go as far, and this is just me. So if this was my, if the Pickin' Preacher hired me as your manager,
sure.
I would tell you to start a second channel for these lives, because honestly, I did a live after taking about 10 days off, which is not really suicidal for a YouTube channel to do that. 10 days isn't that crazy. And I did a live recently, and there was a big fall off from it, because what happens is, so you know how this becomes a VOD afterwards. So you have this become a VOD afterwards. Well, people don't really click on old lives at the same click through that they click on normal videos, but the YouTube algorithm in its infinite wisdom treats this live like a regular video once it ends. So you know, if you're looking at the progression where your next video is based off of this video, I first learned this watching Graham Stephan. If you don't know him, he's a finance guy that's all over the place on YouTube.
Well,
with like millions of subs. But yeah, I thought I could buck the trend and do it. There are some people that have lives on their main channel with success. I know Harry Tornado is one of them. But
and then you're also it's. Well, I will say this. Of course, I'm small, but like I'll say this: when I started doing lives, because I stopped. Okay, so I stopped for a while, and I would do like one every 2 weeks to 4 weeks. You know, I would do it just occasionally, and that's when my videos were starting to pump up. But as soon as I started coming back and start trying to be a little more regular with lives, I did notice the views went down. But then I was like, well, I'm going to pull away anyways, because I'm not able to keep up, and I'm really there's some series I'm working on for a certain direction I'm trying to go, and I'm really wanting to make sure I have that solid so that I can keep up, because I just wasn't keeping up. I was just like, okay, I'm going to film, and then I'm going to put this up here, and that's kind of how I was getting, and I just don't want to do that. I want to actually enjoy what I'm doing and like the content I'm putting out. Does that make sense?
No, it completely makes sense. So like in the beginning, and when I say in the beginning, for me, like the first 2.5 years of my channel was dedicated to like volume. So I was like, I'm going to source more than anyone, and I'm going to make the most finds, and I'm going to put up the most videos. And I actually probably overall did. And I don't mean it to like be egotistical or anything, but I haven't seen too many channels that from thrift store and yard sale picking. I mean, there's like anybody with buying storage units can outbuy me, because obviously they're buying massive storage units all at once. But I haven't seen, people that were really like keeping pace with that sort of volume. That also was holding, doing a YouTube with all those videos and everything. But like, quite honestly, like, I mean, I'm not at the top of the category, so like it's not always just about like the finds. And I think like video quality and making like I'd rather make at this point like one really good video this week than 2 good videos. Like I'd rather have one video that hits 50,000 than 2 videos that hit 30K, because that 50,000 one's getting spread out to new people, and those new people are eventually going to grow your channel. Like
that's right.
And I mean, obviously there's only so many people that watch reselling content. I'm sure there's some people that like passed permanent judgment against me, but that's fine. I mean, that's their prerogative. Like if I'm not if I'm as a creator, if I'm not delivering value, or even if I'm on eBay and I'm not delivering value, then I don't deserve the business. It's just how it is. I mean, when it comes down to it, like,
I agree.
Like nobody owes me profit. Nobody owes me a view. I need to be providing value in exchange for what I want.
That's right.
And I just went on a big rant there. So sorry.
No, you're good, but I agree. I was just wanting to read this to you. Bible Belt Pickers asked, how many items are you getting listed a day?
So we're hitting about 20 right now. We're going for the death pile, and kind of more on that like quality tangent. We're kind of looking for like the high dollar stuff. So we listed a ton of Guitar Hero lately, and I'll give Jess the credit on this. She spearheaded that, and we've been selling quite a few. So like it's actually bumped up our gross significantly. It's crazy how much and Guitar Hero starts to fall out of favor just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it'll shoot right back up. I think somebody plays it on Twitch or something, and then everybody gets nostalgic for it.
Guitars do really good. I've sold almost all of my guitars. They stop. They hit a bump too, but
I can really spell here as I type.
What's up, Chris? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Thanks.
How many guitars have we sold? We sold the vast majority of them in our death pile, and it was a lot. So we sold one for 120, sold a couple for 70, another for 100. Yeah, another for 120. Yeah. This is all free shipping though, so like deduct that from the gross because all our listings are actually free shipping.
Yeah, ours are too. Except the guitar, I'll say the guitars, they aren't just because they varied so much.
We just build it into the price, and it's a volume play at that point. Like most of these guitar, I did buy a wholesale buy off another local picker of his Guitar Hero stuff, but most of them came from like garage sales and thrift stores. So.
Yeah. Well, see, we had a whole bunch we weren't doing anything with, and then we finally listed them. But I think we had about 15 or so, and we have 3 left. And some of them were free shipping, but some of them just because I sold one and I was like, oh, because I was trying to get an average, and then it like went somewhere random, and it was like stupid. And it was one of the some of them don't break down, so it was a lot, the size of the box.
Yeah, the ones that don't break down are annoying.
So those I did put plus shipping because I think I did one to somebody and it was like almost $50, and that was the cheapest I could possibly find.
I miss USPS priority before they did the dimensional punishment.
Yeah.
So you used to be able to sandwich 2 1095, which is the number designation for the boxes. They're basically rectangles like this for anybody that doesn't know. Look, I can make a rectangle. But and you can sandwich 2 of them together. Yeah.
That's what we did. So but it was
the same with golf clubs at the triangle ones, but they did that dimensional thing, and like priority packages are pretty much almost worthless now. It's almost all USPS ground. For a while it was almost all UPS, like before
sometimes
USPS
ground advantage is more than priority mail lately.
Occasionally,
mostly,
I've noticed that.
Somebody said, I've seen the second channel. Dang, Keith, you got to get with it. Yeah, I know. Dang, Retro Card Collector. Man, I got some Canadian money. I appreciate
you can only spend it in Canada.
There you go. That means I need to go see it. Man, I really appreciate it. By the way, guys, go check out Retro Card Collector. He's I was telling him the other day, a few days ago. I'm going
to sub to him.
We're doing a video. I sent him some video. He's doing it's probably like a month away, but he does a bunch of like games under 20, games under 40. He counts down the NES games he's getting, and anyways, his video quality is getting better and better, and he's
better. I just subscribed. So
there you go. There you go.
If I go over there and it's not.
No, it's good.
I'm kidding. But I'm not gonna just.
You're like, dude, Keith.
This pro picker's vicious. Remember that rant I went on about nobody owing me views?
Oh wow. YouTube actually.
I'll watch anything about old video games.
Like RNG Gamer said YouTube actually stopped treating VODs in the standard algorithm last November.
It doesn't feel like it to me, but I mean, it would make sense that they would.
Let's see. So many.
I'd be interested in seeing like what the YouTube announcement on that, just to get the specifics. Like honestly, because it does feel like
Did you hear that, RNG?
It feels like it's punitive.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like something happened. A lot of people that have like every notification set up, but I don't know. You could miss something. You could have ignored a notification. But I hear stuff. Oh, Christopher Nutter, what's going on, man? We actually talked about that video you asked me to ask about. And some of the questions I was supposed to ask, we were just talking. The one where you went to the video game garage sale where there's like or yard sale where there's like a bunch of people. He grabbed the 64 game from you, or Super Nintendo. Was 64 or Super Nintendo?
It was 64.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I think Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, that's right. Fighting over Pokemon Stadium.
I'd already, it was not. Even though I kind of get his frustration at the same point, like I don't know.
Well,
it wasn't the best situation.
So, yeah, well, it
wasn't. It was not ideal. It happened. It's not like I can go around.
Yeah.
They can't fix it. I mean, it's whatever.
Just
He got his Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, and everything else, right? She I think answered one of your things here: Guitar Hero golf clubs and small appliances.
Yeah, the small appliances. So like I know too much about like kitchen countertop appliances for some reason.
Wow.
So like I'll like I could go to garage sales and just see like that's $50, that's $100, and I don't know why. It's just something I've acquired over the years. But the thing is, like, getting them listed and cleaned and tested and all of that, like it's like video game consoles but more boring.
Yeah,
Like you got to put the toast in there to make. No, I'm kidding. You don't do that.
You can make sure, and then you got to clean it again.
You got to take a picture with a piece of toast next to it to show.
Yeah, I actually enjoy, like, as long as I can know what I'm doing. I actually enjoy breaking open consoles and working on them and like the stuff that I know and clean them. I don't at first because I'm like, oh, so much to tackle. But once I do it, I'm just kind of focused in on it. It does take up some time though, but I do enjoy like taking care of this. Steve's saying no.
Oh, Jess in the chat there is betraying me by correct. How dare you correct me?
We still sandwiched the two boxes together. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, it has. In fairness, we only sold all these guitars over the weekend, and we had like 6 months where we hadn't sold a guitar. So
yeah,
because we didn't list them.
We do the sandwich 2 boxes together. I do that all the time. Most of these questions, we actually hit up a lot of these questions in a roundabout way. This is one. I thought this would be a good one because we usually end by 10, so I'm gonna ask like 2 more questions and then
by 10.
Yeah, well, 10 my time, which would be
so that's now.
So yeah, but that's okay. It's okay if it goes
whenever you want to stop. That's fine.
No, I'm good. It's just
I used to do 24-hour streams.
I've done a 24-hour stream and I thought about doing another one. So
I wouldn't do one again.
Steve, are you muted? Steve, I think you're muted. Talk.
No, he's just really excited but quiet.
He's like, no, you're muted. There you go. I think you muted yourself.
No, he's still muted.
He's still muted. Steve, your voice went dead. That's okay. We'll mouth for you. I'm Steve. Hey, I can't talk. I don't know what's going on, man.
Wait, is everybody still here?
Yeah, it says we still got
like 20 something. All right.
Yeah. So it's been,
everybody logged on multiple devices. No, you can't.
Yeah,
there you go. I don't think you're allowed to say that.
No, I don't think you are.
That was a joke. A joke. YouTube.
We have we had like right at 30 at one point.
Okay. So that's decent. Good. Yeah. What's your normal concurrent peak?
Normal.
I just want to know how I'm stacking up. I usually ask this after the show.
Well,
but putting you on the spot here.
No, yeah, put me on the spot. So it depends. Like, it's usually around 20.
So we beat that.
He got off. I guess Steve hates us. So. Yeah. So no. Yeah. You definitely brought in people. But yeah, it's usually around 20. Sometimes less. I mean, I've had it like whenever I was doing lives a lot. I mean, I've had them get up to like around 40. So.
Okay.
So it's.
I
hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. I was wondering because I saw you.
Steve's
talking.
back. Let's end this.
Yeah. There you go. We got to go now. I saw you talking for a minute, and
I was talking about the Guitar Hero, and nobody could hear me.
That's why I was like, I think he's talking. I'm not sure if he's like muted, so that's why I said that. I was wondering.
Well, it wasn't muted. I don't know what happened.
You were You went silent, but
somehow, yeah.
Well, Steve, yeah. I got two more questions because you answered a lot of the stuff because you talked about, I talked about video games and, how you picked up video games, and you kind of talked about that, how you do like finding them. It's just that they're hard to get because most people are pumping numbers. Happy Picker said we love Keith, but
yeah, put that on the screen. I like that.
There you go. He said I like that. Yeah. Hey, that's the only reason I brought you in, to get people in here.
Hey, I'm just here to get 5 more subs if I can.
There you go.
Okay? Like this is how I built my channel. I just go to live stream to live stream.
Oh, what's up, Keith? We got another Keith in the house. What's up, guys? Late to the chat. That's all right, man. Thanks for coming in.
Only got 5 likes on the
we
video.
stayed here
on
for
that
you.
live.
Yeah, go ahead and give some likes, guys. I don't think we have any. Are the likes low? Is what you said? Everybody
it's
hit
only
like.
5.
Oh man, shame. I'm just messing with you guys. If you guys can hit the like, I probably should be promoting the hit like button, the thumbs up. Oh no, it's 11 right now.
Is it
Maybe
11?
because you said something. He said, "I only come to watch Steve with no voice." So, I did a 24-hour live with my brother-in-law. We're talking about doing another one. We played Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort for 24 hours.
That would be tough.
That it was, but we did a bunch of like every few hours we would do we would try a different drink and we would try a different food. We did that Bean Boozled where we ate the like stuff that makes you want to vomit. So Steve said you should do a live stream with every Steve you know for 24 hours. Yeah, I don't know if every Steve I know would do it for 24 hours.
Dude, I'm in.
That would okay. Well, hey, there it is. You heard it. You heard it here. So, hey, other Keith. So where's my questions? Okay, here we go. Steve, before I ask my questions, did you have anything you wanted to ask Dustin?
No, I already talked to Dustin about that one video I love so much.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I wanted to ask him about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it's still some of it's in his death pile, so
yeah.
Sadly, what's the mountain that I got in that one again? I have 650 videos, so it's hard to remember.
That's a lot of.
That was some cool stuff, man. It was crazy.
What was the? I'm trying to look here. I gotta look at maybe popular is easier to sort. If I
don't know how you were doing 4 videos a week. I've been thinking. I'm not gonna lie. Because I really want to do more YouTube.
The Mark's Toys. It's the Navarone Mountain, and that piece is actually pretty epic.
Yeah, I had that one when I was a kid, dude.
Did you? Okay, yeah. That's
wow.
It's a crazy piece too. That's one that I don't know how much I want to try and really get for it because like I saw what's that big toy channel that's been hitting off like crazy lately?
Is it not another retro channel or something?
No,
Froggy Flips.
No, I know Froggy Flips. They have no. This guy has a shop.
Oh,
he has a store.
Wait,
I can't. I feel.
Does he
Toy
also
Federation. There you go. He's got it in the chat.
I haven't seen him.
And he bought one for his personal collection. I want to say he paid something like $400.
Steve just said it. Toy Federation.
Yeah, so like
which
is more than I think he paid something like $400 for his. So when I picked it up, I was anticipating it'd be worth more around the $200 range after being cleaned up. So like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I sat on that one for a little bit. The other ones really it was just moving was the excuse.
Yeah, sometimes it's good when you let stuff sit.
It'll be nice when we get caught up with everything because we'll have all our high dollar stuff up and gross will go up.
That is definitely on my favorite toys of all time when I was a kid for sure.
Yeah,
that it was before my time by a bit.
I would have to see it. I don't know.
It is super cool.
It's a World War II mountain that the Germans were in with the big cannons coming out of it.
Yeah,
and all that.
That sounds pretty cool. Actually.
For you to
it
use
is super neat. It's got a map that you lay it down on top of, and
Oh wow! So it's like an '80s piece from the '80s or something.
Yeah,
no, it's probably it might be 70s. Earlier than that, isn't it?
It might be 70s.
Yeah.
When was the Navarone?
I think it was 70s.
Steve said their 90 Toy Federation shop is 90 minutes. Grease Monkey, man, I'm sorry about that, man. I'm sorry you had to put a transmission.
A lot of parts.
That's some work right there, putting in a transmission. But thanks for coming on, man. Well, let me
say 1981 is the Mego version. The one I got was the Mark's Toys version. Sorry, I'm like ruining the end of your stream here. 1977 for the Marks.
You're not ruining anything.
There you go. 77.
I just needed to know because
77.
I was like,
that's the year of.
That's when I got it. 77.
That's the year of punk rock. They say. Some say 76, but 77.
What is being caught up? I don't know. We're going right into yard sale season with a whole bay of crap. So that's not listed. So.
What is being caught up?
Having a death pile is literally part of this business when you're an everything reseller, though.
Yeah,
like the thing is, like, it's been a slower winter from picking because I haven't been out because, like, I had a calf strain. I've been sick, so like I've been out half the year so far. I mean, I know it's the early part of the year, but you know, we had that death pile to fall back on.
Yeah. Well, death piles are good to fall back on, especially when you're having a hard time picking up stuff.
Yeah,
it's
a pretty big one.
Yeah, you got a big one. It's decreased, but it's still probably pretty big.
My death pile is probably bigger.
His was a whole room.
We have a garage bay.
Oh, okay.
And so you haven't seen the barn yet, have you?
I've seen where you're in there with what is that? Your garage with the lights on top.
Light, yeah. So there's another bay.
Oh, okay.
There's a door you can walk into, and you can park 2 cars in it, and we have shelving in there.
Oh, okay.
Well, we've been emptying it out by listing, but
but that's good to have. That keeps you busy.
We do have a smaller. I think our death pile might be comparable to if you've seen ADH Dave's.
Maybe I haven't seen his. But
maybe a tad smaller.
Yeah, Dave's is in a shipping container.
Yeah, his isn't. Yeah, we called those Connexes in the military.
Yeah,
and we would always talk about how Connex was our least favorite swear word because, like, anytime, because they would have you go out.
You can't call anybody that, but it's it doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't upset anyone. But they would have you go like, all of a sudden it'd be like, I don't know, 1700. So you're supposed to be like getting off work, right? And some sergeant major or commander or something that you've never heard of from, like somewhere decided that this needed to be inventoried. And you'd have to pull out all the stuff from that shipping container that had been like and lay it all out for everybody. And then, wait for the lieutenant or the company commander to show up to walk by. And it's just like, it's the kind of stuff that got me like done after 4 years. It was just like, and it wasn't Iraq that made me want to like get out. Like, that deployment, fine. It's the shipping containers and the bureaucracy and the red tape. I was just like, no thanks.
Happy Grumpy Picker just made their own live channel. So, hey, I'll come on. We'll all 3 come on.
Yeah, we'll all 3 come on. It'll be an extravaganza.
There you go.
We'll just be like, come watch the repeat of the
of tonight.
Will Pro Picker tell us all of our secrets, part 2.
I don't even know if we got into any secrets really, except you gave a YouTube secret about starting a second channel.
I don't think I shared my 2022 and 2023 numbers on YouTube, but I did share my 2020 and 2021. I already did with you guys just now.
Oh yeah.
So that was a secret, not intentionally, just
sure.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's super interesting. All that kind of stuff is super interesting.
And that's from like AdSense and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's almost entirely AdSense. Like I would get some super chats, but not. Actually, I think you have officially earned more in super chats in this stream than I have in my lifetime.
Dude, I'm shocked. I some cool people up in here.
Yeah.
So
like
he gives me $5 every time he comes on, and so
and when I say that, please don't come to my lives and give me super chats because it makes
to his live.
It makes me feel awkward after the Twitch days. Because back on Twitch, that was when I needed it. When I was doing Twitch like full time, I made 18,000 the last year I did Twitch.
Oh wow!
And that was it. I wasn't doing anything else but Twitch. I was like,
oh wow!
I was like, I'm gonna make it no matter what.
There's so many people doing Twitch from what I've
oh
seen.
Yeah,
it's so many people.
And the thing is, once you get partnered, it's like that's just the first part of it. Like at that point, I think the most subs I ever got was 500, and that was like when the game I was playing was when I mean subs, like paying subs.
Yeah.
And that was
like a Patreon or whatever.
Yeah, that was like the hype of my of the game I was playing.
That's pretty cool to have 500 paid. That's wild. I didn't know you did that. So I don't think a lot of people probably knew that, did they?
I bring it up, but like I mean, like that's the thing. Like when you do anything social media wise, like. Okay, so maybe I have 100,000 people that follow me on Facebook. Well, I do, whatever. And I have 70,000 or 60 some thousand on YouTube. if I make a YouTube post, maybe 20,000 subscribers might see it.
Yeah.
But then if I say something at the end of the video, the retention's only 20-30%.
Yeah.
You know, because it always drops off at the end.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one, I don't remember what I did. I had one video where the retention right at the end, I don't know what I did something that just like totally caught off guard, and the retention spiked. And I had 2 videos do this. One was on the end. I had the retention at the end spike to like 80% or something crazy. And then one time in the middle, and that might have just been people go, "Your video sucks. I'm going to fast forward all the way."
See what the end is.
Yeah, so it could have been that. I don't know, but and then I think my thing came out. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Got
okay, I thought I pulled it up. But anyways, well, let me ask these 2 questions really quick.
Okay. You've been trying to ask for like
no, it's
minutes,
all it's all good. It's
I can talk.
Jen was at this live stream. Oh yeah, I forgot we did a Mountain Dew every like hour. We did a different Mountain Dew, real healthy, real healthy.
My stomach's already wriving from thinking of different flavors of Mountain Dew splashing around it for 24 hours.
Yeah, it was playing Wii Sports and
moving.
Dude, I was like this. I was so delirious. It's anyways. Well, you know what?
I can't wait.
I need to do it. Joe's been wanting to do it. Oh yeah, the Steve one. Yeah. There was one kid on my brother, somebody that follows my brother-in-law, and he used to follow me. I haven't seen him in ages since I first started, like over a year ago. When I did that live stream, I think I only had like 150 subscribers or maybe 200 subscribers or something. And it was just a lot of fun. But he had that one kid stayed on the entire 24 hours.
Wow.
I was like, really, dude? How do you do this?
I could do it. No problem. And I'm old.
I had a contest when I first started my Twitch channel. We're never going to get to these questions, by the way.
That's okay.
When
That's
I first
started, how it goes.
When I first started my Twitch channel, I did a 24-hour stream. And I started off by playing Rust. And then Gary's mod, then I did the vast majority of it. But when I was playing Rust, I striked the perfect time. Like a lot of people were like quitting streaming Rust, like the big players or whatever. So people would actually come in and check out my stream because they were still interested in Rust.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I did a 24-hour stream and I had like 4 people stay in.
I don't think I've ever streamed Rust.
The contest was like, if anybody could stay for 24 hours, you'll become a moderator.
Oh,
and then like the guy, one person actually made it. And by the end of it, I made him a mod. And then like, he really stopped coming by anymore for some reason. He was like I think he was like 14 or something.
Yeah.
Then like 3 years later, he came in. He's like, "You don't have to keep me a mod anymore." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but you won.
It's like I felt I made this promise. Oh, would you have a guest?
We do have a guest.
Toss him here. He's gonna get some diaper. Oh, you get extra points for dogs.
Extra. That's where everybody's coming in. They're gonna see the dogs.
Hey. Somebody's gonna take that seriously. Like
that's right when they walk in. Said back 60% with 2. I'm not sure. Am I reading that?
Can you even hear Jess from this mic?
Yeah.
I
can't hear that.
Oh, you can't hear them.
Usually I can hear. I don't think your volume.
Yeah.
I can hear her. Yeah, we can, but she can't hear us. Yeah.
This is as chill as he's been sitting all night long.
Cocker Spaniel mix, if anybody asks.
I was going to say, what is he? Yeah.
We've got 2 others, but they're senior dogs. Jack Russell mix and
I used to have a Jack
I can never think of this one.
Maltese
poodle, yeah.
Oh wow.
Multi-poo.
That sounds fancy.
I just came in to say hi because I'm probably gonna fall asleep. So.
You don't have a watch on.
I know, I took it off.
Hey, you can tell her I'm finishing up. We've just been sitting here laughing and saying all kinds of stuff.
Okay, we got 2 questions left. Let's do this.
I'm out.
Okay. I actually, since we're already 20 minutes past, I'll probably just ask because this is going to be the most important one. Let me see if I can even remember where I'm at. Okay, yeah. So, Ultimate we'll just go ahead with the final question. How about that? Well, there's
Yeah.
two. It actually is two questions, but they're kind of two in one. What you you've even kind of mentioned some of this, like your ultimate goals, like, for the year and for like ultimate, like where do you see yourself as a reseller? You want to keep doing it the way you're doing it, or are you wanting to scale and have employees? Are you wanting to do wholesale? Like or do you just want to keep doing it how you're doing? And also same question with like, you kind of answered some of this, but a little more detail. Also the YouTube. Where do you see it going this year and in the future?
So what's kind of like interesting with doing a YouTube channel about your business is that it's kind of a give and take, in the sense of like, okay, so I have this reselling business and I need to keep it fed, but I also have this YouTube channel and I need to keep it fed. There is overlap. Obviously, the filming portion is while I'm outsourcing.
That's right.
Occasionally that brings up issues like getting the cops called on you, or, other issues that do come with filming.
That help bring money though.
But so it's kind of like, can I scale the reselling business any more than I have, while also growing the YouTube channel? So I don't know. I want to always be authentic, in the sense of like, this channel is going to be about my reselling business, and it's cool because like I've seen in the category where it does happen, where it looks like, you become more of a YouTuber than you become a reseller.
Yeah.
And I think there's a balance to strike there. So I would say probably I would want to scale as far as, my wife and I working a reselling business could do. Maybe one employee tops.
Okay.
Would be nice. As far as the YouTube side, I would love to find somebody that could edit my videos, but I don't think I'll ever do it. And the reason is, you really have to find somebody that gets it, like that understands reselling, I think.
Have you reached out to Riff?
I haven't. I really I've never spoken to him, so I don't know. Like that would be something that might be interesting.
Yeah.
But
right on. So that's something you're kind of on. Is it hard to let go of that?
Well, I think, it's hard to let go, but also like, okay, like maybe somebody knows video editing, but doesn't get like why this is important to look at. Like, why does he care about Revereware pots and pans?
Sure. Yeah. See, you know who Riff edits for, right?
Yeah, I do. That's what I was kind of thinking. Like at that point, he's probably booked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because he has somebody editing his videos,
and I don't know him, which I mean, I love his videos and the content that he produces, but I mean, it seems to be people that he gets to know first before doing it, which I think is actually really smart in some kind any kind of collaboration.
That's right.
So when it comes to, I guess my overall goals would be to be the #1 reselling channel on YouTube. And
I wasn't expecting that, but that's a good goal. That's it. Right on.
And to crush all of my competition, that's a joke. But
it's a joke on here.
It's a joke, but I mean it. And
it's a joke while you're on the live.
See them driven before you.
And have the largest eBay store. No, that'll never happen. There's some stores
there's
absolutely massive.
That's right.
I mean, you got multiple employees, 5, 6, 7.
I mean, they have like factories or
warehouse space. I mean, I have a barn, but it's hard to compete against warehouse space that's in the tens of thousands. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
But I'd like to see steady growth in the eBay side of things, which honestly has stagnated. Like we make roughly around the same net each year. So the last 3 years on eBay, which would be about a net. I was told to never phrase it as a pre-tax net.
Yeah.
I guess my profit before taxes, that would be about 70,000.
Wow.
Annually on the eBay side of things.
Yeah.
So I guess we have always beat YouTube AdSense at the very least with our eBay store, but
that's really good.
I'd like to see that actually start to grow again, which I think YouTube has kind of kept it stagnant, and that's because I mean there's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to make more money and be more popular.
Hey, I love it. I mean, isn't that? I mean, why else, right? I mean,
it's brutal honesty. I need to make up for my high school days by having tens of thousands more friends.
Right. That's the story of our lives, man.
Go back to that's right. You go back to your oh gosh, I get a class reunion. And
Can I clip some of this?
Absolutely.
Real? Okay.
Absolutely.
Now that I have your permission.
Totally, dude. I'm not worried about that.
I'll credit you.
Yeah, well, definitely do that because I'm trying to get popular too and famous and make a lot of money and get popular. Because I was
then when you get popular, I'm gonna be like, yeah, remember I helped him out. Like, look at me, and then I'm going to virtue signal that.
That's why we were in bands, dude. To get popular
and
make money.
You guys were in bands.
Yeah, we were in bands.
Metal.
I was
actually.
I was in a punk band, and I also played in a metal band.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I was gonna say punk. I'm like,
It was like hardcore punk, like more metal punk. So.
And I was borderline rock and metal.
So I listened to a lot of classic rock and old metal, but I also listened to a lot of like screamy hardcore metal too.
Well, yeah. So I was
in the morning, like, yeah.
Yeah. So our punk band was like a thrash metal type punk band. It was blast beats and D beats and
grindcore.
Yeah, we did some. Yeah, and so then we had a
you were in the band together.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm getting confused here.
No, but he was in a band in Texas.
And these weren't Christian rock bands, or they were?
So
actually, mine was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So mine was, but we didn't live.
I get it.
Like Christians, we were in that scene, and but we didn't really. We started out as a Christian band, but then we changed it to. We said we weren't a Christian band, but we were clean. Like our lyrics were clean and stuff like that. But we sang a lot of like just about life and we were a punk band, so we had politics and what's going on in society, stuff like that. So
have you seen Louder Milk?
I know about that, but I have not.
It's on Netflix now.
Yeah,
so for a while the rights were messed up and you couldn't see it anywhere streaming at least.
What's it about?
So essentially, the guy from Office Space used to be a music critic, so he like hung out with all kinds of bands and whatever, and had drug and alcohol problems.
Yeah,
and he runs a knockoff of AA group. Yeah. Where everybody's trying to recover, and then there's fun and antics for 3 seasons. It's mainly a comedy, but there's occasional times where it makes a point.
Yeah, comedies can make points. So.
Yeah, they can.
But I did play in a metal band, but it was like a technical like death metal type.
Math metal.
It was just more technical. I don't know.
Math metal.
Yeah,
it wasn't math metal. It wasn't math metal, but it was
math metal.
There's so many metal genres. Like
metals, yeah.
I swear, like I call every metal by the wrong genre too. I'll be like, this is hardcore metal, and they'll be like, no, that's screamo.
How dare you?
That's screamo.
Math metal.
That's industrial screamo. Postmodernism.
Postmodernism.
I had a guy, so like I just gotten out of the army, okay, and I used to go to a few. I didn't go to a ton, but I went to a few shows in high school and stuff, right? And like I used to see this band. It was called 12 Tribes. A couple times. They played in a Knights of Columbus hall. So I guess this is like the only religious thing I'm going to say the whole time. Yeah. But and the Picking Preachers channel. But so I used to, I knew the band, right?
Yeah.
And there was members of these bands that went to other bands and all of that stuff as, band members do. So like I went in the army, got out of the army. I moved to Columbus for 10 years, but like immediately after, and you can cut me off anytime you want at this point.
No, I was just saying hey to people. So.
Oh yeah. Immediately after the getting out of the army, I went to this concert, and like there was this guy, and he was like the biggest like gatekeeper of metal. And he was
Yeah,
just talking to me, and he was like, "You didn't know that such and such for 12 Tribes. You didn't know the bass player. You didn't know his name. He's actually in this band you're about to go see." And I'm like, "Dude, I just got back from Iraq like 7 months ago, and I just got out of the army like a month
Yeah.
ago. Like,
Yeah.
do you think I was keeping track of the 12 Tribes roster and Mouth of the Architect roster? Like, no, I wasn't.
That
Like,
sounds very metal.
I had a couple
Mouth of the
burned
Architect.
CDs of theirs, you know."
That sounds very metal. Mouth of the Architect. That's
They're
there's a band-
sick.
That's
I
like
mean-
there's a band called Architect, and then there's a band called Becoming the Archetype, and so
Yeah.
it sounds very
Mouth of the
very-
Architect and 12 Tribes. Punch them in. Not during
12
live,
Tribes
but
sounds familiar. Actually,
They got signed by Roadrunner Records.
okay. Yeah,
for a
yeah.
little
I know
bit,
who
so
they are. Then
They were
Okay.
just famous enough. Like, but I think they just broke up like after college or something. I think. Like
That's,
I only like actually talked to him once, so I'm not trying to be a poser here. and
Oh
be
yeah,
like,
I definitely.
but I was
I
friends
definitely-
with like the biggest 12 Tribes fan ever. Like he was.
Yeah,
He would talk about them all the time and hang out with them after they played.
yeah. I definitely. Well, there was a punk band we were friends with from Dayton.
Okay.
They were called FBS, or Fight Before Surrender. They were like a traditional punk rock, just raw punk rock. Like I don't know how you would say it. Like do you remember a band called GBH? Or well, you said you didn't listen to punk. They were kind of
Not
well,
really.
they were even like they even had like the kind of the raw metal sound, kind of like Motorhead. They did a
Okay.
lot of Motorhead covers, and so we went on tour with them a few times, and yeah, we played in Dayton a few times.
Okay.
I don't even remember where we played, but we played some bar, and then we played some random, like some Legion Hall or
Probably in
something.
the Oregon district or something.
Man, it's been years.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
could
remember.
be anywhere, honestly. It could be
Yeah.
a Wright State bar or whatever.
But yeah, Steve used to. So yeah, sounds like we all kind of have some similarities with that. We're all about the.
Except I have no musical talent. So you two would destroy me on any instrument or vocals.
My bass player went on to be in a touring act. He was in a group called Soldier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they were
yeah,
metal.
yeah. I remember they were weren't they? Didn't they have almost like I definitely, unless I'm thinking of somebody else, but it was like
Oh, have you ever heard of Rune?
I know the game room.
Well, no, of course, yeah.
Yeah, the name sounds familiar. Yeah,
Let me see if I can pull it up. You can,
Soldier
you can always
was like
find their
a-
stuff on Bandcamp. They were local.
Yeah. Well, we played with some pretty big bands. Like we played with Recon, Thick as Blood. Those were more like, what do you call them? Beat down hardcore metal, deathcore type stuff. The
Can I put this? Can I put this band in your chat? I can't verify
Yeah.
that there's not swears.
that's no. I
anything.
appreciate. Yeah, just say that. But it's
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
I'm putting. I'm
just so I
bringing the
know who
chat
it is.
back up.
Who is it at? Who is it?
It's
Somebody
Rune.
said need to start a reseller.
This is the only place you can find it.
See,
Like
that
Rune-
sounds
Rune.
familiar.
That band may have.
hey, I tell you what, metal and punk makes
Swears
it
and
sells well,
stuff.
man.
Yeah.
But they've been long broken up. But like that's the kind of hardcore like I used to listen to like when I was younger.
Well, it didn't show up yet. It just says band
Oh.
has words and stuff.
Oh, I put the link in there. You have
Well,
to
there-
approve it.
No, it should. It might just take it. It might just be loading up.
I'm gonna
I don't know.
try one
Yeah,
more
it shouldn't have-
time here.
Oh
It
wait,
feels
hold
like
on.
I'm plugging this band that's been broken up for 20 years at the
Let
end
me-
of your live stream.
I'm gonna
instead of
make
my
you
own
a
channel.
moderator. I'm making you a moderator really quick, a standard moderator.
So
There you
for
go.
the
Now you can link it. That's what it
Okay.
was.
I will never
So-
moderate anything, so you can unmod me. It's fine.
So for the longest time, I always thought it would be really cool to have a deal where you find bands that never quite made it and get their music. Their music might have been really cool if they never got there.
Yeah.
And take their music and produce it now, like pump it up now with the social media like it is now,
Oh,
And-
yeah. So
And
many
then they
bands that
came
have
out with a
had different
movie about that very
opportunities.
subject, man.
What was the
Yeah.
movie?
The movie was about those two guys. They released an album in the 70s and it never did anything. And then
Oh,
somebody found it like in the mid 2000s and thought it was like as good as, you know, Pet
Huh.
Sounds by the Beach Boys or something. And they reproduced it and put it out there and it was huge. And you know how many bands are out there that probably had really good stuff and they just never quite made it, man.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was like, yeah. That's we. Yeah. I can't lie. I go back and look at because they're like our band was getting pretty popular around here, and I'm like, man, but we broke up. So, you know, but
it's
I
like
would
right when you're on the cusp of greatness.
well, so
Yeah.
we start so actually missionary from which is funny, missionary to Thailand from our church. Me and him, we started a metal band, and we had the best drummer in town. He was one of the most desired drummers, and he was super fast and technical. But that was our metal band, and we had we had a theatrical performance. We had a video that would play behind us, and it would give this
Okay.
like ambient type feel. But and we had like sound clips and video clips that would pop in between songs. So we had it set between songs that certain clips would play. And we had like a whole, not story, but a whole message behind everything we did. And it was artistic, but it was it was metal. It was like I said, it was raw, but it was like technical as well, but it was
Okay.
very, very heavy. Have you ever heard of a band called Extol or
That
Living
sounds-
Sacrifice? There was a Christian band called Living Sacrifice.
Extol
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
Well, it was kind of so their technical kind of like melodic. I don't know how to explain it, but and then the death of the really tremolo picking and the
Oh, if
the
you like
blast beats and
melodic
the-
stuff, that Mouth of the Architect would be up your alley.
yeah, see that sounds familiar, but anyways, it's man, we
we
were
went way past.
yeah.
If you had one more question, I'll answer.
Yeah,
in
let me-
30 seconds or less.
Yeah, all right, let's do
For
this
the
last question.
12 people still left.
Yeah.
Once we start talking about metal,
Yeah,
that's
like,
way too
I
much.
didn't come here for that.
I came here for video games and talking about picking deep fryers out of people's garages.
Right, deep fryers and video games. That's a good title of a video there. All right, so
We should rename this.
yeah. Rename this to punk metal and deep fryers and video games. So,
Metal thrashing mad.
how for anybody that doesn't already know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but just in case, because you never know, you might get those five subscribers. How can people? Because you also mentioned Facebook. What are all the ways that people can get in touch with you? And I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put links up here as well.
All right.
So
So, well, obviously the Pro Picker channel exists. I have a second channel, Pro Flipper, at Pro Picker Ohio on both Facebook and Instagram. However, my second Facebook page, to get really confusing because Facebook demonetized my first page, is at
Oh, wow.
Pro Picker Videos. And I'd much rather you follow me there because I need to hit 5,000 followers on that new page to get monetized.
Oh, okay.
And I'm really close, but I'm 4K, so we're getting there.
At Pro Picker Videos, right?
Yeah, so like I'd rather you not follow the legacy page, but
Okay. I'm pulling it up here. So here's the Facebook. I put up your Pro Picker channel there. Well, it's
yeah, I appreciate
taking forever
that.
to load up. Yeah, for sure, man. No, I appreciate
And-
you coming on. And here's
Yeah.
your Facebook, and then I'm gonna put I put Pro Flipper up earlier, but I'm gonna do it again.
Oh, was that the last
So-
question? Talking about myself?
Yeah, that was the two
Oh,
questions.
okay. Plugging
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, I'm
okay.
promoting
That's
you,
easy
man.
enough.
That's
Okay,
the
so-
point because it's this. Yeah, that was the two questions.
Everybody go to your channel here. So click his channel, guys, and pick a playlist. So you click into the Picking Preacher if you're on his channel, or tap into it, okay?
Yeah, I gotta update my playlist.
Well, they just
I was
pick
gonna
one
do
and
that
just
this
fall
week, but
asleep
do
to it.
anyways, 'cause that's what I'm-
Yeah, do it right now.
So I have
which-
I have a playlist that's this was made a while back ago, but it's everything.
yeah,
And
click
so
the
it
everything
has 207
playlist
videos.
and watch till the end.
And yeah.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
Just-
and
just
stay
leave it
awake
on
and
a-
watch it.
Yeah, fall asleep to
Uh-oh,
it
am I
'cause we
locked
can't.
here? I think my camera went out. I think I stayed
Yeah,
too long.
you look frozen.
Yeah,
I've done that before,
well,
though. I've clicked on his stuff and let it play all night before.
I appreciate that, man. That might be where my numbers started going up. Yeah, I think it cut me out. You can still hear me though, right?
Yeah, that's just this EOS webcam utility. It
Yeah,
looks real professional.
that's real professional. Yep, that's right. That's
Oh, so
right.
you're using a Canon camera?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that's
All
we
webcam here.
yeah, we used to have a webcam, but it was really crappy, so we started using this.
A bad
But I
webcam's a good thing to replace because
Yeah, I need to replace it. So yeah, real professional here, but I mean I went way over. So that's
All right,
that's
so
how we roll.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
say
there's
the
the
last thing
sights.
I'm gonna say for the stream. Thank you very much for having me on, Keith. Thank you very much for co-hosting, Steve, and
Yep.
everybody that came out and watched. Really cool of you to do so. Kicking it back to Keith.
And here I am, EOS webcam utility. Thank you guys for coming on. I'll be having videos up in that won't say EOS webcam utility. They'll be coming back in April, but yeah, so we'll have a live every Monday until then. So we'll see you guys next Monday, and go check out Pro Picker. So all right, God bless you guys. Have a good night. You can stay on here and I'll tell you guys bye afterwards. So see you guys later. Thank you everyone for coming on.
Bye.
And there it goes. It's ending.